The Dallas Mavericks' future has been teetering on the edge ever since Nico Harrison made the controversial decision to trade away Luka Dončić and Quentin Grimes at the 2024 trade deadline. Those moves were widely regarded as colossal failures within the front office and the fan base alike. While the Mavericks retained Harrison due to his close relationships with players like Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, those same connections now hang in the balance with the growing likelihood of Irving opting out of his player option this offseason to ink a long-term deal with Dallas. However, the Mavs are now facing a critical fork in the road. Fire Harrison to preserve their future, or risk ruining what little chance they have at a meaningful rebuild. The clock is ticking on the Flagg era. The situation has only grown direr after the Mavericks were unexpectedly gifted the top pick in the 2025 NBA lottery, positioning them for a potential game changer in Cooper Flagg. This opportunity is both a blessing and a burden. If Nico Harrison's track record is any indication, Dallas cannot afford to let him manage the franchise during what could be a transformational era. The issue lies in Harrison's repeated, reckless decisions to trade away future draft picks, decisions that could devastate the franchise for years to come. Following Harrison's trades, the Mavericks now find themselves with only 2 of their own draft picks, both of which carry swap rights after this season, a 2026 and a 2031 first-round pick. For a team trying to build a sustainable future around Flagg, those picks are essentially the last remaining assets they have. Yet Harrison's pattern of making short-sighted, panic-driven decisions leaves the future of the Mavs teetering on the edge of disaster. In theory, the goal behind trading first-round picks is to build a roster capable of contending now, while shortening the championship window. But in the case of Harrison and the Mavericks, that strategy has backfired. Rather than accelerating the Mavs' timeline, Harrison has limited both the team's ceiling and flexibility, leaving them in a position where a championship run seems increasingly out of reach. Although winning the lottery may have bought them some time, the Mavs' ability to surround Flagg with talent is in jeopardy, and it all traces back to Harrison's inability to prioritize long-term success. Rumors of desperate moves could derail the Flagg era. Before it starts. This offseason, rumors have swirled that Harrison is looking to shore up the Mavericks' weak backcourt by trading for players like Jrue Holiday or Lonzo Ball. While both are talented guards who could theoretically fill a much-needed role, making such moves would be a grave mistake. At this stage, Dallas cannot afford to mortgage its remaining assets for short-term fixes, especially when those players come with their own considerable risks. Holiday, though an elite two-way guard, will be 35 years old when the 2025 season begins. His window of peak performance is closing fast, and by the time the Mavericks are ready to contend, he could be a shell of his former self. Then there's Lonzo Ball, whose career has been plagued by injury after injury. Ball has played just 41 games since January 2022. And his health status remains a huge red flag. Adding either of these players could be seen as a desperate attempt to bolster a weak roster, but it would further deplete Dallas's already fragile future. Trading away what little draft capital they have left would be catastrophic. Harrison's rumored offseason moves could put the Flagg era in jeopardy. Should he trade one or both of the Mavericks' remaining picks to acquire aging veterans or injury-prone players, Dallas could very well find itself stuck in purgatory, unable to contend, yet too depleted of assets to rebuild in a meaningful way. The Flagg era would be doomed before it even had a chance to take off. Harrison's alarming track record of short-sighted moves. What's even more concerning is Harrison's apparent disregard for the Mavericks' future. When questioned about his decision to trade Doncic, Harrison said, "The future is 3 to 4 years from now," adding, "In 10 years, they'll probably bury me and Jason Kidd by then." While that comment was likely made in jest, it highlights a dangerous mindset. Harrison's lack of respect for the Mavs' long-term prospects should be enough for ownership to reevaluate his position. Harrison's job is not to chase short-term glory at the expense of the future. The Mavs need a general manager who understands the value of draft picks and the importance of building a sustainable roster around their young star. If Harrison insists on trading the remaining picks for players like Holiday or Ball, he would be undermining the very foundation of the Mavericks' future. Not only would this stunt the development of Cooper Flagg, but it would also leave the Mavs ill-equipped to handle the looming transition after T.S. ends.